Hi Aries, welcome in to your reading for the following week, which will be the second going into the third week of September. Okay, so I got to look at this new deck that I got on my vacation that I randomly walked into a store. If anyone's interested, I'm going to put their name on the description box below. I think it's called, because these cards are very beautiful and they're not common. You can't commonly find these cards anywhere. Cocorrina. So this was the label and it came with a seal and everything. I couldn't bear to break the seal. All right, what's going on here? And you are my first readers who I'm reading for with this deck. So fresh new energy. What's the situation for my Aries, please? Third week of September, second going into third. Wow, these really are that pretty. I only got one card, which is the Four of Wands. I mean, I'm happy with it. I hope you'll be happy with it. Four of Wands is talking about an upgrade. Are we due or are we due? At the bottom of the deck is Nine of Swords. You are going to stress. I hope this isn't one of those feelings where you feel like this is too good to be true or the other shoe's going to drop kind of feeling. We'll see. We'll see why you might have this type of stress in your situation. All right, moving on. What is it that's coming towards my Aries, please? What's coming towards them? King of Wands, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Does not have to be. The Empress, a very Taurus-y card. Queen of Wands, and the Six of Wands. It's a lot of wands. So almost all the wands are here. And at the bottom of the deck is Three of Pentacles. Okay, let's show you these cards. The King of Wands usually denotes it's a Leo, but moreover, it's the energy of the fire signs. For me, the kings are incoming energy. The Empress. I suspect in the flip scope, this is you. Knowing your worth, knowing your value. When we're in that kind of energy, when I see the Empress, don't get me wrong, the other person does see you as the be-all and end-all. Like, you do look pretty huge to them. All right, like you check off every box, but for you to be the Empress, and I say you know your worth and your value. When I say these things to you guys, I want you to understand that the feeling that goes behind what I'm saying. When you're sitting there asking yourself what your worth and your value is, that's because you're comparing yourself to a person, to a situation, and if you belong in it, is this worthy of you? That's why the Empress is there. Because the Empress is the only, and the Emperor, the only two that sit at the top. Everybody else listens to the Emperor and the Empress. Do you get my vibe? So the vibrational equality between you and this other person is like this. So this person either has to level up or you have to meet somewhere in the middle. But are you willing to take your worth and your value as the Empress to go here? Six of Wands. Six of Wands is success. It's kudos. It's job well done. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. At work, somebody sees you as successful. In a relationship, this is an ego boost. This is somebody calling you and making you feel good. But to what avail? You know what I mean? Like, that's great. They made you feel good. They acknowledged you. They called you. But where's it going to lead? What's the final say here? Means that it's open-ended. We don't know yet. It just feels good that somebody either contacted you, called you, or made you feel good. Queen of Wands. Now we're talking. Okay? King and Queen of Wands. Now we're talking a couple. Now we're talking a set. Now we're talking about two people that are available for one another to be in a relationship and also vibrating at the same frequency, at the same value. So why is the Empress here? This is interesting. And the Six of Wands, there being a success here. So far, I really don't see anything too negative. But I do see the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That's going to tell me either you're collaborating here with somebody or there's a third party angle, situation, or person. All right, moving on. What is it that Aries doesn't see coming their way? I think this is too many cards, guys. I can't do this many. But 10 of Wands in reverse, I do like. I'm going to keep these few. Page of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Is there anything else you want to add here? You're juggling something. You're weighing your pros and cons, but you're definitely giving up on a situation or scenario that felt like a burden, like too much. Just peace of mind was not worth it for you. No, we're going to stay here. Page of Swords is getting more information, right? You need more information, so you're stalking, you're doing your homework, you're doing your due diligence, you're making phone calls, you're checking social media, you're checking the want ads. You know what you're doing to get information because you're weighing your pros and cons. You might be making some kind of moves right now, Aries. But before you do, you want to be certain. That's what's happening here. All right? You're dropping some burden. Something that's like no longer worth your value or your time. That's why you had Justice. All right? And speaking, I mean, that's why you had Empress. Sorry, I said Justice because it's at the bottom of the deck. This is your justice. Your justice is coming in for all the hard work and the punishment that you've been through and the bullshit that you've been through. When there's justice, that's karma correction, and that's coming down the pike with the bottom of the deck. Just checking some things out. This is a lot of Wands. There's a lot of action that's going to be taking place this third week of September. There's a lot of shit going down. What's the advice for Aries, please? Five of Swords, King of Cups. Now it gets interesting. The Devil, Judgment, and the Eight of Pentacles. And the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So you might be dealing with two people, some of you. Maybe you had a choice between two people, and this is why we had Two of Pentacles. Maybe you have two choices. When I say two people, it could be two job options too. You know, you go with King of Cups instead of King of Wands, or vice versa. You go with the King of Wands instead of the King of Cups. Well, the King of Cups, which is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, is sitting in your advice position. Again, you know me. I'm going to tell you, especially for my new readers, they don't have to be that sign. They carry those influences. King of Cups is somebody emotionally mature, emotionally available, somebody that can have tough conversations on an emotional level. Whether you like them, dislike them, like them a lot, they're there to be intelligent enough to have that conversation. Now, you have Judgment, which means you have to make a decision of some kind. You need to finalize something and move on with your life, because when we're choosing, we're living. Okay? So we said that. Now, Five of Swords talks about sacrifice. It's bittersweet. It's winning something but losing something else. Or is it worth it? What is worth here losing for? What is worth sacrificing? This is what it's asking you to do. Maybe there's a mental jungle going on in your head, and you know you're going over things over and over again with this person, but that's where we're at. Eight of Pentacles is here, which means working on your craft and your hobby, the thing that you love to do best, or working towards a goal, like a relationship, like, you know, relationship goals or friendship goals or life goals. Eight of Pentacles, keep at it. The Devil. The Devil is here. So we don't want to put ourselves in toxic situations. Keep enduring toxic situations, making decisions based out of fear. It's so funny because I had this whole conversation with a friend, and now when I see the Devil, it reminds me of that TV show Chaos on Netflix about the Greek gods and Zeus and whatever. He sees this wrinkle and he misinterprets this whole entire prophecy, and then he spirals. He spirals so badly that negative thing he was thinking about comes to reality. He creates his own chaos. That's what the Devil is. So in your advice position, it says careful not to make, a mountain out of a molehill, not to go towards something fear-based, not to deal with people that are toxic or negative just because you need to go with the flow. It's telling you all these things. This is what it's saying about sacrifice. Those seeds of doubts that we put in our mind, they can escalate and things in our life can turn to chaos. Or we stop them in their tracks. This is what it's saying about sacrificing something or putting something to an end. This is what we need to do as far as judgment. Sorry, there was something in my eye. And these are the goals that we need to work towards. We'll see more when, we clarify. But for now, let's just leave these things here. This is very interesting for your weekly reading. Because also at the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords means to mentally disengage, to leave something behind. It's time to move on. Like you see her in this picture, she's looking up at, the moon. The moon holds secrets. And when we have a moon around us, we don't know, we can't see things in the dark. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, nor do we know what's going to happen in our near future. I mean, you could try through tarot, but these are guidance, right? We use this as a tool to guide us. So this person needs to remove these swords, these doubts, these seeds of doubts that they have in their mind. And there's a common thread here. I just want you guys to kind of see it, like when you put it all down on the table. I mean, we're going to do outcome in a second, but look at it. You have Wands, which is a lot of action, right? You have somebody here where you're a great set, King and Queen of Wands. However, you have the Empress here. The Empress, when she's sitting there considering her worth and her value, these are the seeds of doubts I'm talking about. And then you have over here, wanting to do your homework, needing to make a decision, wanting to drop a burden. And then in your advice, you got to make a sacrifice. You got to get rid of something toxic here, whether it's you thinking fear-wise or you dealing in a toxic environment, you dealing with a toxic person. Maybe there's a King of Cups here that's causing you this anguish. I don't know. We'll see when I clarify, but you need to make a judgment call and keep working at you, yourself, your job, your hobby, your relationship, your goals. Okay. Outcome for the week. Ugh, too many. I want to break it down. Sorry, it's a new deck, so I'm sure they're all relatively related to your outcome, but I'd rather break it down to 2 or 3. Outcome for the week for Aries, please. There we go. Wheel of Fortune and the King of Swords. We got a lot of kings. And 6 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You're getting help from somebody or you're asking for help from somebody. And I don't know where I heard this recently, but someone once said that if you ask for a favor from somebody, this is the fastest way to make a friend. I know it's not a thing for Aries to ask for help, but in some weird ways, it's true. Try it out. See what happens. What's the worst going to happen? You're going to say no? All right. Anyway, going back to your outcome. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Wheel of Fortune, which is a Sagittarius card. There is a luck forming on your behalf. Again, I'm going to go back to that TV show, Chaos. In Chaos, I don't know if any of you saw it. If you don't, go and see it. The show's brilliant, but you do need to know a little bit about your history from Greek mythology. Anyway, in the show, there are 3 fates. Okay, and these 3 fates are the fates that, are oracles, or they tell you what your fate is, or, what your prophecy is. But you have to interpret that prophecy. It's the same thing with like tarot reading and those who get like downloads and things like that. You have to decipher those messages as to what they mean, going by feelings, visuals, etc. Now, why I'm bringing them up is because that's what the Wheel of Fortune is. It is those 3 fates. Those 3 fates move the dial of your life. Because if your life stays stagnant and you're not moving and you're not doing and you're just staying there, you're actually not really living. You're going to stay in this toxic environment. You're going to stay with the devil, whatever that is for you. You're going to stay wondering and having those seeds of doubts, your worth, your value, etc. Somehow there's some kind of luck over here with this King of Swords. It could be a second chance, a second opportunity. Maybe you can go back and have some closure. Maybe there's something there, unclear. But I feel like, for me, intuitively speaking, I feel like this person comes back or comes in for some of you guys to shake up your world, to change your world, to change things around. Interesting how it's going to play out. All right. And going back to that Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it is asking for that favor or asking for attention, or it's the Beggar's card. So it's like a breadcrumbing card in a way. So maybe your breadcrumber comes back. We'll see. We'll see how this all pans out. And since we're in the spirit of talking about chaos and that show on Netflix, I'm going to use the Greek mythic deck for the clarifications. And I recently just came back from there. So those of you who follow me on Instagram, Elpis Enlightenment, you can see some snapshots of where I was and what I was doing, which was basically getting some me time. What is the Four of Wands? Please clarify. I love when these cards sometimes repeat themselves, because it just tells me I'm on track, I'm on path, I'm backing up like what I just recently told you. That's why most readers use two decks, or at least I do. In your cross position, you have the Hangman, which is a major arcana Pisces. You, at the back of your mind, this is what's lingering. You're sort of stuck. Even if you don't think you are, because I think you want something to change in your life, whether it's a relationship with a person or your job or your situation with your family, friends, you get it. So that's back there. So you're trying to see things from every angle, every perspective. So you're holding yourself back from moving forward. But there is some kind of upgrade coming your way. Now here comes the Empress again in the Six of Cups. You are thinking about your worth and your value, but you're also thinking about something from your past. Some good memory, some good time with somebody. You're just having flashbacks of how it was. And I think you're tying your good moments in your past to your present, where you're kind of saying to yourself, well, I had this once before, or it was like this before. Why can't it be like this now? Like you might be comparing. You're doing some kind of analysis with something that's upgrading in your life, whether that is your career or your relationship. What's an upgrade? You go from seeing somebody to being official boyfriend, girlfriend, or you're getting engaged, or you're getting a promotion at work, or you're leveling up and getting a better job. All right? A lot of you, it is working towards something, a goal. All right? Because here's the Eight of Pentacles again. So let's continue and see what's going on. And this is like your job, your craft. Pentacles in general, guys, means money or work or something in your 3D world that's tangible. Things like you can touch, not that you're thinking or feeling or doing physically. All right. Now, continuing, Six of Wands, the Empress again, King of Wands, Queen of Wands, which I love so, so much. Means like you're a perfect set with this couple here. Clarify this for Aries, please. Very weird. All your cards are coming out in clumps. I don't know. I feel like the decks are throwing up on you today with a lot of court cards, which is a lot of people and a lot of action. You're going to have a lot of activity this third week of September. Here we go. Queen of Cups. Here we go. Knight of Cups. Seven of Wands. And the Five of Cups. Your wants are being clarified by cups. What does that mean? Cups are feelings and emotions. These emotions are fueling your actions. Okay, now let's go into the details. Seven of Wands is being defensive or resisting something, one or the other. It's like, here's everybody telling you some shit, and you're like, no, this is the shit. I am the shit. Fuck off. Or this is something where it's like, I don't need this. What is this? This is not me. This is not me. I'm an Empress. Knight of Cups. Somebody is asking you out to talk on an emotional level. Let's go out and have a conversation and talk. Queen of Cups. This is you too. You are coming from an emotional place, but in a good place. emotionally mature yourself, emotionally intelligent yourself, emotionally available yourself. You've played this game for so fucking long that you know exactly how to be. And by this way, it's showing your strength and your value. And I think these emotions is what's fueling your thoughts and your actions. All right? Now, 5 of Cups. This talks about guilt, regret, trying to salvage something. Maybe you regret, you know, something that you might have gave up on before, or you feel bad that you did something. It doesn't have to be you. It can be them too. Cards are energies, and because we have multiple court cards, we have multiple energies in your reading. So this could be one of those energies. We say it's you because I'm reading for you, but it can be the person that you're dealing with. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles still at the bottom of the deck. I think you feel bad leaving something else behind and going towards something else. You're definitely engaging in something you feel good about or someone you like a lot. That's for sure. I think you're leveling up, Aries, and you feel bad what you're leaving behind. Don't. This is what you worked for. This is all the shit that you went through to get to this point. You know, either people match your level or they don't. You know what I mean? I keep saying this to everybody. If you're somebody that, you know, here you are, you have a bachelor's degree, and you go out in the work field, and you're working, and, you know, you're at this status, you're at this level. You go back to school, you get your master's, then your PhD. You're going to bump shoulders with different people, different kinds of peers. You're going to meet new people, and your life will change. That's why you also have the Wheel of Fortune. There's reasons why we meet people or people that fall on our path. It's to guide us in another way or towards another path, a better path. 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands in reverse, and Page of Swords. Queen of Wands, this is you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Sometimes it talks about being the mistress or the mister. 6 of Wands. All I know, guys, if this is work related, this is definitely very, very successful at work. And I know the stars and the planets are aligning anyway in your career sector for like the next few years. You have Jupiter backing you up. I think you've got a good year left before you can sediment what you're doing right now. So I get 2 because you do have a lot of luck behind you. And Aries hasn't had a lot of luck for a long motherfucking time. And when I say they haven't, I mean like 13 years long. And now you do have some luck. So guys, capitalize as much as you can here. Bank as much as you can. All right, because this planet's not going to always be aligned with you and backing you up. Right now, it's not so hardcore in the world of love and romance because the forces are more behind you with career and, you know, abundance, whatever abundance means to you. But yeah, I'm not saying romance isn't there. Of course it is. But the biggest influencers are in this sector of your life. Maybe it's not what you want to hear, but this is what it is. King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You know what's behind that? The Scorpio card of the Tower. And 2 of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Guys, there's 2 people in your world, and you know it's not sustainable. And you know this. You don't like this anyway. It's a burden for you, and you have one-track minds when it comes to certain goals in your life, things that you want to achieve. You're movers and shakers, and you move too fast that you don't want to sit there and entertain all this crap. And it also makes you feel guilty. I guess that's why you have that card there. But moving on. The Devil, 5 of Swords, Judgment, and the 8 of Pentacles. Please clarify. This is in regards to love, by the way. Somebody comes back to vindicate you, validate you, and now you have to make a decision. So, like, if you went out and you found another job, and then you go to your current job and you say, well, I don't think this is the right place for me. I'm moving on in my life. They're like, no, stay. Here's a raise. Here's a bonus. Here's a promotion. Here's what we need from you. Or not. You just are finding success somewhere else. Relationship. Your person comes back, vindicates you, validates you. Aries, where have you been? I'm sorry, I left you, da, 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 da. And that could also be the King of Swords. That's over there in your outcome, or this fire sign. Or, you know, you have 3 court cards here, so. Let's see what the advice is saying with the Devil here. 5 of Swords, Judgment, and the King of Cups. Okay, the World in reverse, as I suspected, and Judgment, 2 major arcanas. And the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. This is doing something traditional. This is marriage. This is commitment. This is courtship. This is going to college to get a degree to get that job. That's what the Hierophant represents, which is at the bottom of the deck. Now, the World in reverse and Judgment. It's clarifying pretty much Judgment. You need to decide. You need to blow that horn and be like, woo, that's it. It's my final call. Last call. Done. That's what Judgment always is. It's always about last call. But the World in reverse definitely tells me you have unfinished business. You can't start your next chapter. I know you want to. I know you want to move on. I know you want to drop a burden. I can see it here. But you can't start this next chapter because you have unresolved issues. And if you don't resolve it, you're just going to have this toxic thing growing and building. That's why you have the Devil there also. What's the outcome of the week, please, for Wheel of Fortune and the King of Swords? Five of Swords. You have a lot of stuff up in the head. And 6 of Swords. And then there's your King of Cups. There's something going on with this King of Cups. I don't know if it's a positive or a negative for some of you, but it just feels like it's something you're trying to move away from, or someone you're trying to move away from, okay? Definitely. For most of you, I feel like it's someone you want to move away from. 6 of Swords, emotionally, or no, I'm sorry, mentally disengaging, but also literally leaving something rough behind and going towards something easier. 5 of Swords, knowing you need to sacrifice. Moreover, you don't want a crazy jungle up in your head. You don't want to be in your head. You want to move on. And that's why you have the Wheel of Fortune. That's why this is clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. Those 3 fates working on your behalf to move your life forward. Again, in that show Chaos that I was talking about with Netflix, there were these 3 fates. And they were helping that character, I'm going to say his name wrong, but it starts with an O, Ophidius or Oedipus, I forgot. Anyway, his wife died, so he wanted to go to, you know, the underworld to go and get her. The 3 fates kind of helped him along, even though they shouldn't have, but they did. And they helped him because luck was on his side. Those 3 fates made it happen. That's what that card is talking about. So the cards are trying to say to you, you don't need to be all up in here and create all these demons. Just cut some shit out. And you will mentally be able to disengage and go into something calmer, easier, smoother. It has something to do with this King of Swords. I don't know what this King of Swords is going to represent for you or what they're going to do. But I'm sure by the end of the September or the last week's reading, will probably show us a little bit more insight. Now, let's see what the romance angels have to say here for Aries, please. Aries, please. Yeah, I had a suspicion this whole entire time. Got very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. That's why you have Judgment in your advice position. You have somebody here, maybe it's unrequited love, maybe you're not sure of them, you don't know what to do, but you know, the universe is asking you to make that choice. But what's interesting is at the bottom of the deck, this could be the one. I don't know who they're referring to. It could be somebody else, not the one that you have to make a choice on, or one and the same. We're going to deep dive on that in the extended. We'll throw some cards over and see what goes on. But Wisdom House and Night, what is your last piece of message or advice here for Aries, please? The High Priestess of Spirit. Maybe possibly telling you to use your logic? I don't know. Let's read this. I, the goddess of night, and you have chosen this symbol to help guide you on a journey to find an answer to your question. Consider that there is an invisible spirit within all living things. Know that all things, events, and experiences are woven together like a magical web that can only be seen only in the darkest night and not by human eyes. My child, everything that you need to know is a part of the divine scheme of things. A meaningful coincidence, a blessed friendship, a lover, a significant experience are all orchestrated by me to help you become the most powerful being you are meant to become. No matter what's in front of you, something important is brewing. You will know the answer to what soon enough, but I will keep the secret why. You may step forward knowing that some things are meant to remain a mystery, and this is why you have the Wheel of Fortune. All right, guys, this is what I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Please send me your comments down below. And everyone else, I'll see you at the extended. Those who are not members, I'll see you next week.